Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The Vice President, Professor Nana Opoku Achimine, has underscored the need of closing communication gap between government and citizen, stressing that effective communication is vital to transparency, trust, and national cohesion. In a post shared on a social media page, she shared insight from a strategic meeting with Felix Kwachi Ofosu, Minister of State in charge of government communications, where they reviewed the current state of government communication and explored ways to improve coordination and public engagement. I spoke about the need of closing communication between government and citizen, noting that effective public relation is essential to transparency, trust, and national cohesion. I commend the ministry for its efforts, particularly the Government Accountability Series, and encourage stronger collaboration across agencies to leverage their unique strength. The Vice President emphasized the need for information to be managed responsibly and strategically, noting it shapes public perception and national confidence. Vice President Professor Nana Opoku Achimai has brought on board that it's very, very important to close the gap when it comes to communication between government and citizen. Now, this is what she meant. A government comes into power, you said this is what you want to do, or maybe before you are being voted into power, you promise that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and then when you come into power, you started with what you are doing. Imagine you've been in power for 4 years and you're leaving power. What do? You communicate to the people. This is what I said I'll do. This is what I have done. You don't just say it, you provide evidence that shows that indeed you said when you come, maybe you're going to construct 100 roads, and so you did it. You showed evidence, this is what you did, and indeed the citizens can testify that you promised and then you fulfill. And then another thing is, you communicate with the citizens. So for instance, like what the president is doing, the president is going to tour 16 regions and then ensure that whatsoever he has mandated leaders in that region to do, he's going to inspect and ensure that they are doing it. And I'm sure he wouldn't only do that, he will communicate with the people as well. What are you going through? What do you think the government can do to help this particular region? What are you lacking? What can my government do to help you? So you speak to the people, you let the citizens have this kind of intuition that they are part of your government. It's not only about you and your appointees. In as much as yourself and your appointees are working for the betterment of the country, you still need them on board because you have to hear them out. And that is the main reason why we have parliamentarians. They speak on behalf of their people. But in some instances, you still need to hear from them. So I don't know whether you remember this some time ago, even the finance minister, before the CD to the dollar got stabilized, they went about speaking to traders, taking their info, what had been done before with the previous administrations we've encountered, what have they not done right, how can they improve, what are the traders expecting from them. They noted all these things. And I remember I got to a time they have to bring some of the traders to the office of the finance minister together with some stakeholders. And then they brought ideas on board. That is how, governance should be. It shouldn't only be about one person, no. And then as much as we are doing that, our focus and our aim is to promote transparency. And for these same people to be accountable. It is very, very necessary. Accountability and transparency is always preached because we want to get rid of corruption. Simple as ABC. That is why accountability and transparency is so crucial. And that is why we always talk about it. Because see, if you are being employed to a company to work, there are certain things they're expecting from you to do. Okay? So when you don't do that, maybe at the end of the day, if you don't account to them, this is what you've done, then what are you trying to, communicate to them? That is a bad signal you are giving. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing here. If you're a leader, you are being chosen to occupy a particular office. If you are done with your term, You need to be accountable to the people, accountable to your president. Whatever transaction went on, you put it on table. You let the people know that this is it. You need to be sincere to the people. There shouldn't be a gap, a very huge gap between the government and the ordinary Ghanaian. Mind you, you are there because of the ordinary Ghanaian, as you people called us. You are there because of the Ghanaian people. And so whatsoever you do up there, policies you put on board, initiatives you bring out, it is all in favor of the Ghanaian people. Because you are doing it for them. If today we build hospitals, schools are built, roads are constructed, it is these same people that are going to enjoy. So you are doing it in their favor. So you need to account to the people. And you see, this is, I'm not trying to buttress this whole issue with politics, but this is what, the previous government didn't do right. And we are expecting that this current government wouldn't do same, will not repeat the mistakes that were committed by the previous administration. They will use what happened to the previous administration to guide their steps. And then the previous administration that are also in opposition now will learn to improve. Because I remember vividly well that they never account to us. They were not transparent enough. And I can also remember that even before the former president was leaving power, his last State of Nation address, he didn't even account on certain things, most especially one thing that was hinted on was the cathedral issue. A question was put to him on that. He dodged it. He didn't answer it. And that is very, very bad. Because we want to know. We are paying taxes. So whatever taxes we are paying, we want to see a positive outcome of what we pay for. If you pay for something and you don't get it, how do you feel? You feel very bad. You feel you've wasted your money. So that is the same thing here. We pay taxes, so we are expecting that whatsoever taxes we pay, we get a result from that. So we pay taxes, and what we want you to do for us, you are not doing for us. In a way, we feel like we are just paying the taxes. We are paying the taxes and we are seeing nothing. So you need to come and account to us. This is the taxes we've taken. This is what we use for. And this is why you are benefiting from this, that. Now listen to pa. For the citizens. But when you don't do that, it raises a lot of speculation. It raises a lot of, things in the minds of the ordinary Ghanaian. Are they stealing from us? What is going on? We are being left in the dark. But when you do something, open my info. This is what is going on. This is what my government is bringing on board. This is how far we've reached. Oh yes, we started with this. At first, we said this amount of money will be used to complete this particular project. But along the way, we've realized that no, this amount is not going to help us. So we want to bring in a new idea. This is what we are bringing on board. We apologize. Simple. Where you don't just say it. You prove to us that it's true. This is what you've done. And then when it's happened like that, it boosts the confidence of the citizen in the government. It builds trust. Because we can sleep, rely on you, and then we know that you will deliver. But when we don't see that, we are scared. And then we see you as embodiments of the previous governments we've experienced. But when you try to be different, that is it. It builds trust. And it builds the confidence of the ordinary Ghanaian. Because we know that as it stands now, you are to be trusted. And then she mentioned the public accountability series. That is one of the, shall I say, program that's when it's being showed until everybody wants to watch. Everybody wants to watch because it says real. So we want to know, how did that happen? Can the money be retrieved? Because we know that certain sectors I mean, this is not what should be done. But what should not be done, it is what we are seeing. So you need to come and account to us. As a former minister, you need to account. You don't need to be hiding. You don't need to run. And that is why we are all saying, say, if you are holding a position today, be rest assured that by the end of 4-year term, you will be out. And when you are out, you will come and account. This is not the time you should run. This is not the time you should get visa and run out of the country to other countries that just to prevent you being interrogated. It tarnishes your image. It doesn't speak good of you. It doesn't speak good of your government as well. It sends one message, and that is you are corrupt. The party you are representing is corrupt. The person who appoints you is corrupt himself. You need to make yourself available. And sometimes it baffles me when I see ministers running from accountability. Because that is what you are trying to say. That is true. Whatever you are bringing on board, I wouldn't speak because that is exactly what you are saying. So it's very, very necessary. But the only doubt is we don't know whether that money is truly retrieved or is just something else. Because we've had instances where they said, okay, fine, you hold this office before, and then there's been a loss of amount of money. This amount is very, very huge. You will need to retrieve the money. Retrieve, that is where the question is. Because it comes to tell us that it has been stated that the money has been retrieved. We do not see it. We don't know how true it is, but they've told us. But what we are saying is that transparency and accountability, they work hand in hand because they are needed. If they are not needed, I'm not sure we will talk about it. A government that lacks accountability and transparency, look, check them very well. They are dressed in corruption. They do whatsoever they want. They don't care about you. They don't even account to you. They don't do that because immediately they get there, they see no reason why they should come and account to you. And they know that the law at the end will favor them. And so they do whatsoever they like, which is not supposed to be so. And that is why we are calling on you that come and account to us. And as I said, I hope this current administration will learn. And I will say they've started. The president has started. Touring 16 regions. It's all part. It's all part. Sometimes it's not about how huge you do something. The little you do, people appreciate it. Talking to the people and they're giving you feedback is already an assurance that you have them at heart. That's number one. And then they know that so long as you step your foot there, their concern will be addressed too. They see you as different from other people. And that's number 3. It's very, very crucial. And we need to pay attention to it. Thank you for making time with me on this.